Part-time, arch, group, halt,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Deborah, and clerk of the board, and I wish everyone a happy, healthy new year. Welcome to the 2018 swearing-in ceremony for the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. At this moment now, I ask you please rise and help us give a round of welcome to the members of the Freeholder Board and our diverse guests led by the Essex County Sheriff Honor Guard that you see here on the stage. And let the music begin.
Detail.
And we will do the salute once the dais is fully seated.
Back up.
It is now my pleasure to introduce and Jayla Bennett, who are students of Mr. Brandon McKinney, music producer and instructor at the Essex County North Tech, who will perform the national anthem.
there. Oh, say the star-spangled banner, yeah, wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you, Luna and Mila. We look forward to hearing from you again later in the program.
Forward. Halt.
We will now have an invocation which will be presented by three Essex County clergy. First, we will hear from Reverend Maria Crompton, pastor of Elmwood United Presbyterian Church in East Orange, followed by Edwin Levy, headmaster of St. Benedict's Prep in Newark, and lastly, Rabbi Clifford Coleman from the Temple Renee Abraham in Livingston. Welcome each of them as they invoke the invocation. And please, clergy, follow in order. Thank you to our clergy.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Let us pray. God, we give you thanks for this day, this year, this moment. We thank you, oh God, for raising up leaders for such a time as this. As they prepare to serve your people, God, we ask that you give them the heart of David, the faith of Moses, the courage of Joshua, the boldness of Esther, and the spirit that empowered Jesus to boldly proclaim, the Spirit of the Lord is upon you, because the Lord has anointed you. Now, God, we thank you for your presence here this evening, and your presence that will be with us as we continue to do the work that you are calling us to do. We pray these things and all things in the name of your Son and our Savior. Amen.
Right. The Lord, our God, gave us life, sustains us in life. We pray tonight that those elected, chosen freeholders not see themselves as dignitaries, but as servants. They may be the servants for us who live in this county, that they may always have our needs, not necessarily our wants, in their hearts as they make decisions and work in conjunction with the county team. We ask the blessing upon them, that they may always be a light for us. You keep them close to your heart, and give them a double portion of your spirit, that they may always act with wisdom. We make our prayers always in your name. Let all the court say amen. You sound like you believe in it. Say amen. Amen. That's good.
My colleagues and I here this evening represent 4 faith communities. Among the many things we have in common, though our communities are distinct, is that each of us comes from a community that believes in prayer. I dare say that each of us comes from a community, I know mine too, in which the best prayer is not to God, not individually, but part of a group gathered together. voice their thoughts and their hopes, and their aspirations, and their desires as one solid community. And so it is appropriate, and I thank the Freeholders for this opportunity, that the four of us are here as representatives of this county, which represents such a tapestry, a varied of people from different backgrounds, of different colors, of different ethnicities, of different outlooks, all sorts of variety, all sorts of diversity. Yet we come together as one in this county, and we come together as one seeking strength from our very presence together. And so, like my two colleagues before and the one to come, I too offer this prayer, that we may be blessed, all of us, with a year ahead, with leadership from this duly elected council that provides a term of prosperity, a term of safety, a term of contentment, and a term of pride in this wonderful community in which we all live together. Amen.
Dais and freeholders, a little logistics instructions. When you come up to the podium, please come around this way so that I don't want anyone to fall over the chair sitting there. Thank you to our clergy for those uplifting words. Next on our program, I'd like to introduce to us the best surrogate, not only in the state of New Jersey, but perhaps in the country. To introduce our dais guest is Essex County Surrogate Theodore Stevens. Ted?
Thank you, Deborah, for reading that just like I wrote it. Thank you. Good evening. No, let's try that again. Good evening. And more importantly, Happy New Year to you. It's my pleasure to read the list of individuals who are very well known to you, but they have honored us by being here today as part of our dais. First, a gentleman who, a former county council who's now gracing the bench here in Essex County, Judge James Paganelli, who's with us. Judge. You've already heard from the distinguished clergy who are here. Thank you. I want to thank also Reverend Maria Crumpton for coming today, Reverend Edwin Leahy, and Rabbi Clifford Cohen. Let's give them a round of applause as well. But an event like this of elected officials certainly we'd be remiss not to point out the distinguished elected officials who we have with us this evening, and we could not be honored any more than having the gentleman who will soon take over the helm as the chief elected official here in the state of New Jersey. Please warmly welcome Governor-elect Phil Murphy. Also, we have, in addition to other elected officials, I'll get back just in a second, a gentleman who I have to introduce. He's a long-standing friend of mine, a neighbor in East Orange. He is our Democratic County Chairman, Mr. Leroy Jones, and his lovely wife, Jackie. Our chief elected official here in the county is with us this evening, a gentleman who's known for so many things, parks and so much more than that. A man known to all of us. The Honorable, we call him. He's so many things, but Joe does such a great job. He deserves all those titles. Our County Executive, Joe DiVincenzo. We also have with us this evening Senator Teresa Ruiz, Senator. Also, Senator Ronald Rice. Assemblyman Ralph Caputo. Assemblywoman Eliana Pintor Marin. A newly elected Assemblywoman, Assemblywoman-elect Shanique Spate. We also have with us this evening the Register from the County of Essex, Register Dana Rome. Also, my friend and neighbor who'll be coming up shortly to do his duty. In fact, I'm really standing in for Chris Durkin this evening. He usually does this. Our clerk, Chris Durkin. And while Deborah was very kind in my remarks introducing me, let me just say that this gentleman has been called the greatest sheriff in the galaxy. And so who am I to get in the way of that? Our sheriff, Armando Fontura. By the way, I read that just like Armando wrote it, so. We also have this evening the mayor from the great town of Irvington, Mayor Tony Voss. We also have the acting prosecutor for the greatest prosecutor's office in New Jersey, Prosecutor Robert Lorino. Also have the superintendent of the VOTEC schools here in Essex, Superintendent James Peterson. Also, the superintendent of schools, Superintendent Joseph Zara. And chief among the bevy of individuals who helped make this county run, some of the individuals I've just read, but also the chief of staff for Joe DiVincenzo, Mr. Phil Elijah. Also on the staff, the mayor doing double duty, the mayor in the great town of Montclair. It's tough for an East Orange guy to say that. Sometimes you'll have to read between the lines on that, but my good friend, Mayor Robert Jackson. Also, I believe joining us is former Congressman Steve Rothman. Welcome. And also the Deputy Chief of Staff, he told me he was coming, I didn't see him earlier, but is William Payne. Thank you so much. Also joining us later on, I get to do our benediction, but he's a good friend also, so I want to also read his name now, Imam W. Dean Sharif. I think I have everyone. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and congratulations to our freeholders. Thank you. There are also some other elected officials here. If you are a member of the municipal council from various districts, please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much.
Now, I am happy to introduce our very special guest, including you all are special guests, but here I'm going to introduce our special guest who will offer welcome remarks. First, I'm proud and delighted, and I'm probably going to move to our Freeholder County Executive, Joe DiVincenzo. Joe, would you come and give some remarks?
I think she gave me a double title. She made me Freeholder, Leroy, and County Executive. Good evening to everybody. I got to tell you, this crowd's got to get a little bit more lively. I mean, they just won an election. You're putting me to sleep. To Reverend clergy, to Governor-elect Phil Murphy, and to all the elected officials, thank you for being here. To our Dr. Peterson, who's the superintendent of our vocational school, Joe Zarro, who's our county superintendent, Father Ed has been the chairperson of our vocational school for the last 15 years. And I'm so proud of the 2,200 kids that come to this school and what they have accomplished. In the last 6 years, 4 Blue Ribbon Awards right here in Essex County. You know, the last 15 years, we have a saying, putting Essex County first. And that's what we live by, one county, one team. And what we, the freeholders, and my administrative team, and the 3,500 people from this county, have worked cooperatively together. And all the accomplishments have to be shared with everyone, meaning this board right here. And I just want to thank each and every one of you, President Brittany Timberlake, Vice President Brenda Gill, and to all the freeholders. We could not have accomplished the things we have accomplished without your support. We agree to disagree, but we come to a final solution at the end. So I just want to thank you for all that you have done for this county. And to our next president, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but our next president, Brenda Gill. There's nobody who knows government more than Brendan on each level of government, and I know he's going to make an excellent president. To Wayne Richardson, I know is going to be the vice president. I want to congratulate you too, Wayne. You know, everybody talks about the things that we have accomplished here, and you can see it's very visible, but the most important thing that we have done is what we've done financially for this county. There's been 5 county executives. I am the 5th one. Every county exec that left this county broke. 15 years ago, we had a $64 million budget deficit. Today, we have a $105 million fund balance. Phil Murphy, don't you listen to me. Our bond rating was AA. Today, our bond rating was junk bonds. Today, our bond rating is AA. And that's because, and in the last 6 years under the cap, we've only increased taxes 1.6. That's all because of us together, working cooperatively together. Not only the freeholders, but the constitutional officers. This is a great county. I am so proud to be the county exec, but I can't do it alone. And first and foremost that I always say is that the 3,500 employees truly made the difference in this county. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So I'd like to thank you for being here and thank you for supporting these great freeholders because they do one hell of a job. Thank you. Oh, one more second. One more second. You know, we have this saying, good government's good politics. Well, our political leader is our Essex County Democratic Chairman, Leroy Jones. This county has never been as strong as it's been since Leroy's been the chairman. This county produced 100,000 votes plurality for Phil Murphy. Leroy has taken us to another level. And you say, why am I talking politically? Good government's good politics. Good politics is good government. You have to be engaged, you have to be involved, and you have to fight for all 800,000 people. And it's not whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or Independent. We're all one family. And what makes this county special is the diversity of this county. That's what puts us in the map of New Jersey. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those remarks, Essex County Executive Joe D. 15 years has it been? 15 years serving and putting Essex County first. Finally, I am proud and delighted to welcome the outstanding governor-elect of our great state, Governor-elect Philip Murphy. Governor-elect.
Good evening. I'm incredibly honored to be here. Joe, when you said our next president, Brendan Gill, I was hoping he was getting on the next Amtrak train south. I'm incredibly honored to be here tonight, County Executive to an extraordinary Board of Chosen Freeholders, Mr. Chairman Leroy Jones, to all the elected officials and distinguished folks here tonight. This is home for me and home for us. Newark was where our headquarters were for our campaign. Essex County is a place that we lived in throughout the entire campaign, and maybe far more importantly, whether it's in our transition mode, which we remain in for the next couple of weeks, or most importantly, when we govern, this is a model that stays with us, that burns deep inside of us. It's a model for what, first of all, winning by 100,000 votes doesn't hurt, let there be no doubt about that. But Joe said something which has stuck with me since the first time we met, and met so many of you here tonight, and that is good governing is good politics. You take care of your business, the rest of things will fall in line, and no place exemplifies that more so than this great county. And so that's one big reason I love coming here. You all have opened your arms to me over the past 3 or 4 years. And as I said many times to you before, I don't want to just be the guy who's here when I need you. I want you to know that I'm going to be here when you need me. I also have to say no other place in this state exemplifies the diversity of this great state like Essex County. We are in many measures the most diverse state in the United States of America. And I'm looking out at this extraordinary group of folks before us tonight, and this is as good an example of that as any we have in this state. And we wear that diversity. It is not a burden. We wear that as a badge of honor. And it is, I promise you, as we put our team on the field and nominate the folks who are going to lead across the variety of big agencies in this state, I hope you're already seeing some sense of this. We've committed to putting as diverse a team to lead this state on the field as the community we serve. And nowhere have I learned that more deeply or more lastingly than I have here in Essex County. These are not easy times. Our best days are ahead of us without question, but it will take time. It will take all of us working together. We not only have to deal with the challenges inside the four walls of this great state, but we have to keep batting back the ill winds that are coming at us almost every day out of Washington. I'm an incredible optimist, okay? I was born, like so many of you, under the glass half full star, and that's what we are as a state. We've got extraordinary people, extraordinary assets, extraordinary talent and attitude, and if we work together, and we will crack the back of what ails us, not just in this state, but we will succeed in pushing back and compensating against all that's coming at us out of Washington. I would be remiss if I did not conclude by saying it's a particular honor to be here as this extraordinary group is sworn in tonight. It's as good a group of leaders as I know in this state, and many I know intimately over the past several years. Brittany, I salute you as an extraordinary president over the past years of this august group of chosen freeholders. And Brendan, one of my dearest friends on the planet, the guy who managed our campaign, I'm excited as heck about the prospect of your leadership of this great group. God bless you all. God bless Essex County. God bless the great state of New Jersey. Thank you all.
Once again, you will be honored with a selection from the Newark Tech student body. Welcome 10th grade student Raquel Pettit-Fair, who will render another musical selection. Thank you, Raquel. At this point in the program, we will now begin the swearing in of members of the board. I will ask the at-large freeholders to come forward so they can be presented with their certifications of election by our county clerk, Chris Durkin. And those are Freeholder Patricia Seabold. And please, if you go this direction and come around, Freeholder Brendan Gill, Freeholder Rufus Johnson, and Freeholder Levy Jones.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We are gathered here tonight for a renewal, a recommitment, not just to our Constitution, but a recommitment to our communities, to our neighbors. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment and dedication to the service of our communities. Statement of the determination of the Board of Canvassers relative to an election held in the County of Essex on the 7th day of November in the year of our Lord 2017 for the election of Board of Chosen Freeholders at Large for the County of Essex, State of New Jersey, for this ensuing term according to law. This said Board of Canvassers do determine that at the said election, Patricia Seabold, Rufus I. Johnson, Brendan W. Gill, Lebby C. Jones were duly elected to the Board of Chosen Freeholders at Large. I, Christopher J. Durkin, Clerk of the County of Essex, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a true and correct statement in relation to the election of Board of Chosen Freeholders at Large, and as the same remains in the files of my office, congratulations. Judge James Paganelli will administer the oath.
Smile, it's okay. So serious, so serious. All right, so anybody want to put their hand on the Bible, we can do that. Left hand would be on the Bible, and your right hand would be here. Okay, you're all going to repeat after me. I'll make sure I read slowly for everybody so we're not too much. I state your name. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
The Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance.
I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the same.
To the same.
To the governments established in the United States.
The governments established in the United States.
I state your name.
I,
Having been elected.
having been elected
Member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders at Large.
member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders at Large.
In and for
In and for
the State of New Jersey.
the State of New Jersey.
Do solemnly promise and swear
Do solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of a member of Freeholder at Large.
perform all the duties of a member of the Board of Freeholders at Large.
In and for the State of New Jersey.
In and for the State of New Jersey.
According to the best of my abilities
According to the best of my abilities
and understanding.
and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to our freeholders at large. As a note, the freeholders will give their remarks a little later on in the program. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now ask the district freeholders to come forward so they can be presented with their certificates of election. District 1 freeholder, Robert Mercado. District 2 freeholder, Wayne Richardson. District 3 freeholder, Brittany Timberlake. District 4 freeholder, Lynn Luciano. District 5 freeholder, Carlos Pomares. And now I will call upon the clerk to present the certification.
Statement of the determination of the Board of Canvassers relative to an election held in the County of Essex on the 7th day of November in the year of our Lord 2017 for the election of Board of Chosen Freeholders for the County of Essex, State of New Jersey, for the ensuing term according to law. The said Board of Canvassers do determine that at the said election, District 1, Robert Mercado, District 2, Wayne L. Richardson, District 3, Brittany N. Timberlake, District 4, Leonard M. Luciano, and District 5, Carlos Pomares, were duly elected to the Board of Chosen Freeholders. I, Christopher J. Durkin, Clerk of the County of Essex, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a true and correct statement in relation to the election of Board of Chosen Freeholders, and as the same remains in the files of my office, congratulations. Judge James Paganelli will administer the oath of office.
Thank you, sir. So, one hand on the Bible, left hand will be on the Bible, we'll raise our right hands. Again, hold. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear or affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance.
I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the same.
To the same.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
I state your name.
I, Robert Mercado.
Having been elected.
Having been elected.
Member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders District.
Member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders District.
In and for the State of New Jersey.
In and for the State of New Jersey.
Do solemnly promise and swear.
Do solemnly promise and swear.
That I will faithfully.
That I will faithfully.
Impartially.
Impartially.
And justly.
And justly.
Perform all the duties of freeholder. In and for the State of New Jersey.
In and for the State of New Jersey.
According to the best of my abilities and understanding.
According to the best of my abilities and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all our district freeholders. And as stated earlier, the freeholders will make their remarks later in our program. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our swearing-in portion of the program. We will now immediately begin the 2018 organization meeting where part of the organization meeting is the election of leadership. Following this short meeting, where the remarks will be made by our freeholders, we will have a reception that has been prepared for you, a wonderful reception down the hall. and gentlemen, I will now call the 2018 organization meeting of the Essex County Board of Freeholders to order. I will now call the roll. Freeholder Gill.
Here.
Freeholder Johnson.
Present.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano.
Here.
Freeholder Mercado.
Present.
Freeholder Pomares.
Here.
Freeholder Richardson.
Here.
Freeholder Siebel. Here. Freeholder Timberlake.
Here.
At this point in the meeting, we will proceed with the elections of officers for 2018. We will begin with the nomination and the election of the president. Freeholders, the chair will now entertain nominations for the position of president of the board for 2018. And the chair recognizes Freeholder Johnson.
Madam Clerk, I would like to nominate a person that has stood very tall in his years here as a freeholder. He's a very close friend of mine. He's always been a good friend of mine. I don't want to sound like Joe D. Joe D was since I've known somebody for so many years. But I do have about 20 years in our relationship throughout the state of New Jersey, my campaign. I think that I would like to nominate Brendan Gill. President.
Thank you, Freeholder Johnson. Do I have a second for the nomination of Freeholder President Brendan Gill as president? The chair recognizes Freeholder Leonard Luciano.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's my pleasure and honor to second the nomination of Brendan Gill as president of this board. I've been a member of this board for the last 6.5 years, and Brendan has been here just about 6. I have to say, he's an outstanding leader. He's going to make a great president, and you have my support, Freeholder Gill. Second. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Freeholder Luciano. Are there any other seconds for the nomination of Freeholder Gill as president? The chair recognizes Carlos Pomares.
Thank you. You probably could hear me anyway. As freeholder for about a whopping 3 minutes. But someone who's known Brendan for a good number of years, I'd like to entertain a motion to second the nomination of Freeholder Gill as president.
Thank you. Freeholders, are there any other nominations for the position of Freeholder President? Seeing none, Freeholders, do I have a motion and a second to close the nominations for Freeholder President?
I'll second that.
Moved by Freeholder Johnson and seconded by Freeholder Luciano. Freeholder Gill. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Pomares.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved. All right, we have one more step to go in this process. Freeholders, on the motion to close the nominations,
I'll second.
okay? Now that there are any opposed? Okay, the motion's carried. For the Freeholder President is now closed, so you'll get an opportunity to get excited again. I will now call for the roll call of the election of the president. I think that we're going to move into a Freeholder President. Would you like to be sworn in at this time before we go to the election of the Vice President? Okay. At this point, I will ask Governor-elect Murphy to come forward to administer the oath of office to the Freeholder President.
And would the family please rise?
Would you like to hold it?
I'll try to do it without holding it, because but maybe. Yeah. I'll try to hold it.
I'll stand.
Who wants to hold this? Here we go. I state your name.
I, Brendan W. Gill,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey.
of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state.
in the United States and in this state. We're gonna get this right on the 16th.
I state your name.
I, Brendan Gill,
Having been elected
having been elected
President of the Board of Chosen Freeholders
President of the Board of Chosen Freeholders
in and for the State of New Jersey,
in and for the State of New Jersey,
do solemnly promise and swear
do solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully,
impartially and justly
perform all the duties
perform all of the duties
of President of the Board of Chosen Freeholders
of President of the Board of Chosen Freeholders
in and for the State of New Jersey,
in and for the State of New Jersey,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding.
according to the best of my abilities and understanding.
So help me God.
Help me God. Congratulations.
Governor. Governor. I'll take that sheet.
Okay. I was going to bring it to the judge.
Freeholders will give their remarks after we swear in the Vice President. Freeholders, the Chair will now entertain nominations for the position of Vice President for the Board of 2018. The Chair recognizes Freeholder Jones.
chairlady who is registered on the Freeholder Board. I'm going to put in the nomination for the Vice President of the Freeholder Board, Mr. Wayne Richardson. I have known Wayne for many years. He is a community person. He participates not only in his region, but all over the state of New Jersey. He has one thing in mind, and that is to change the quality of life of the people of Essex. And he is the man to do that. And it is a great honor for me to nominate Wayne Richardson.
Thank you, Freeholder Gill. Do I have a second nomination for Freeholder Wayne Richardson? The chair recognizes Freeholder Siegel.
With great honor, I am pleased to place in nomination the name of Wayne Richardson for Vice President of the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. He shares a deep concern for the people of Essex County, as well as the people of the state of New Jersey. His emphasis is always on what matters most to the residents he represents. Wayne Richardson is always prepared for our meeting and is anxious to accomplish a good job. As president of Laborers Local 55, a residential construction union, Richardson brings a diverse knowledge that is necessary for this freeholder board. He presents a special knowledge of labor unions, a unique experience for everyone. That is why I consider it a pleasure to second the nomination of Wayne Richardson for Vice President.
Thank you, Freeholder Siegel. Do I have any other motions for second nomination of Freeholder Richardson? The chair recognizes Robert Mercado.
Madam Clerk, I, Robert Mercado, representing District 1, put in for the nomination of Wayne Richardson for Vice President. I've come to know Wayne throughout the campaign this last year. And Wayne has been involved with the Freeholder Board through the last several years. He's been involved in the community. And since I've come on, he's been a big support. And I, with honor, recommend him and nominate him for Vice President of the Board of Chosen Freeholders.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder, are there any other nominations for the position of Vice President? Seeing none, Freeholders, do I have a motion and a second to close the nominations for Vice President?
I move.
On the motion,
I move it.
do I have a second?
I have a second.
Freeholders, on the motion to close the nominations for Freeholder Vice President, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The motion carries and the nominations for Freeholder Vice President are now closed. The chair will now call the roll for the election of Freeholder Vice President for 2018. So Freeholder, since there's only one nominee for Freeholder Vice President, please say yes or no when your name is called. Freeholder. My partner in crime here. Freeholder Gill. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Pomares.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Sibo.
Yes.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
I state your name,
Wayne L. Richardson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state.
and in this state.
I state your name,
I, Wayne L. Richardson,
having been elected
having been elected
Vice President of the Board of Children Freeholders
Vice President of the Board of Children Freeholders
in and for the State of New Jersey,
in and for the state of New Jersey,
do solemnly promise
do solemnly promise
and affirm
and swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of Vice President
perform all the duties of Vice President of the Board of Children Freeholders
in and for the State of New Jersey,
in and for the state of New Jersey,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
At this point in the program is where the freeholders will give their remarks. We're going to start with Freeholder President Brendan Gill. Please go to the podium.
Good evening. So Freeholder Johnson asked if I had the 30-minute version of the speech. So I told him I cut it down to about 25 minutes. But first of all, good evening and Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you for being here. I want to thank, first of all, the voters who gave me the opportunity to serve for a third term. The list of people to thank personally is long, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge a few individuals who were so helpful in allowing me to pursue my dream of serving the community. To our chairman, Leroy Jones, and his wife, Jackie, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to serve, for being a friend, a mentor, but more importantly, just thanks for your leadership of this party. Leading the Essex County Democratic Party is no easy task. Some might say it's like a banana republic, only with different weather. But he does it, Jackie, as you know, with class and dignity. And I think I can speak for the entire board and all the elected officials on stage to say we couldn't be happier to have him as the leader. So to our chairman, Leroy Jones. To our county executive, Joe, as you say, there's no question. There's no question about what you've accomplished leading this county. We are in tremendous shape. You allow us to do our job as legislators. You are a partner in every sense of the word. I look forward to working with you, and thank you for all of your support. Thank you, our County Executive, Joe D. To my colleagues on the Freeholder Board, thank you for your support, your trust, and your faith in me as we continue to move Essex County forward and to charter the course for the rest of the state. Each of you, Freeholder Timberlake, Freeholder Siebold, Freeholder Richardson, Freeholder Pomeris, Freeholder Mercado, Freeholder Luciano, Freeholder Jones, and Freeholder Johnson. I have enjoyed working with each of you over the years, both on this board and in civic and community life. I am humbled, truly humbled that you would put your faith and confidence in me to serve in this leadership position, and it is my hope that I prove you right over the next year in leading this board. I know I will need your help. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do for this county, the Essex County Freeholder Board. I'd like to also thank my wife, Allison, who was here before. She in the crowd? Oh, she left. Well, she left, and the kids are still here. She's smart. Alex's in the back. Alex and Kaliasos, my beautiful and lovely wife. Thank you. My two children, Gabriel and Kristen, who are here. Gabriel, give a wave. Put the phone down. They are the backbone of my life. They are there for me each and every day. And Kristen, wave. Hi. None of it is possible without the support of your family. So I want my family to know, thank you for allowing me to do what I do. I love you deeply. Thank you. And for those of you who have heard me speak before, you know I wasn't going to let him get off easy. But I am the son of a 47-year, still teaching, God bless him, 47-year public school teacher in the Montclair School District. Yes. And no matter what title is bestowed on me, I'm sure as my fellow elected officials in Montclair can second, I will always be the second most popular Gil in Montclair. But I'm proud of that. And I will tell a quick story that I've told before, but I'll tell it again on what it is to be Mr. Gill's son in Montclair. One day, my father and I were online at the supermarket, and standing behind us was Michael Strahan, then a Montclair resident of the New York Giants at the time. And there were two 6th grade students. My dad teaches 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for 40 plus years. And there were two students behind us. And one student says to the other, "Oh my God, it's Michael Strahan from the New York Giants." And the other student, the other young man, deadpan, looks at him and says, "Oh man, that's nothing. If you want to see somebody famous, there goes Mr. Gill." So Dad, thank you for everything you do, and thank you for being here tonight. And I know Mom is with us in spirit as well, so thank you for being here. I've had the opportunity also to work for some incredible public officials. Congressman Bill Pascrell, I see his son in the back, Bill Pascrell III. The Pascrell family is where I got my start. Congressman Steve Rothman, who I know was here and recognized early. I worked for the late, great Senator Frank Lautenberg for many years, Senator Cory Booker, and most recently, Governor-elect Phil Murphy. Each individual had a significant influence on how I approach and think of public service, but I recognized them earlier, but in particular, it's my dad who's my hero. My dad is my hero because throughout his life, he sought to instill the values of public service and civic duty in his family and in his students. It was and continues to be my inspiration to serve. The values he instilled in me and my siblings continue to move me to dedicate my life to serving our communities and looking to effect positive change each and every day. Change that impacts our fellow men and women that we see in the county today, and change that makes the county better for generations yet unborn. It is the investments that the regular, everyday Americans and county residents make that help shape the communities that we live in. We are just honored and humbled to be able to serve and represent them. It is with that, though, that we try to serve each of them with the same moral calling and value set. There has truly, as it was mentioned before, never been, in my opinion, a more critical moment facing local government officials than the one we face now. The challenges facing county and municipal governments are ever more daunting, given what's coming out of Washington, D.C. What we hear is rhetoric that is divisive and drives fear. We know here in Essex County that we've always sought to unite our residents in common cause and common purpose. Essex County takes great pride in its diversity as it continues to celebrate it through a number of programs we hold every year. My commitment, and I know Freeholder Richardson's commitment, is that we will continue that tradition. We will continue to celebrate and honor that diversity. Whether it's leading resolutions calling on the New Jersey legislature to end state-sanctioned marriage discrimination against same-sex couples, or creating and appointing members to the first ever Essex County LGBTQ Advisory Board, or the cultural programs we hold throughout the year, this board, and I know this administration, has always been on the forefront of advancing equal rights and celebrating our differences, not using the difference to divide one American against another. You can clap for that. We will continue to work hard to protect our immigrant communities here and throughout our county, not simply because of our values and Morris conscience calls us to do so, because we know from our law enforcement brothers and sisters that protecting and welcoming these communities makes all of us safer. We know that the recent tax reform package will have an impact on home values and further put a strain on municipal and county budgets. I know this board and this administration in partnership will continue to lead a fiscally prudent government, making sure that we're doing more with less and maintaining the great fiscal health and track that we are on. And I think the county executive deserves another round of applause for where this county is from where it was 12 years ago. And while Washington and others may want to cut back on dollars for social services, infrastructure, and funding for urban centers, we as a county are late for third period. We as a county will continue to make the investment required to lift up our residents who are struggling. We will continue to be a leader nationwide in our innovative approach to infrastructure. Our county, with our population, our network of roadways, mass transit, and commuter rail, our walkable cities, has unique challenges, and we must continue to make the investments that improve the safety and quality of life. I have and will continue to be a Complete Streets champion, helping to ensure that our transportation projects promote safety, health, and economic development across the county. We must continue to support minority and women-owned businesses that are the economic and this county's engine of our economy. We must continue to build partnerships and build on the progress that is being made in our urban centers. And I saw him, I know he came in a few minutes late, but recently sworn in Mayor Ted Green of East Orange, but I think we should give him a round of applause, sworn in yesterday. But we must continue that progress. And we must continue the progress in a county that still has an unemployment rate that unfortunately is far too high, to make sure that Essex County residents have access to the jobs that the county economic investment creates. While we see in Washington administration with little to no regard for environmental protection, Essex County will continue to lead the way in creating green and open spaces for all families to enjoy. In my 2 terms on the board, we have seen the rewards of our efforts to enhance our parks throughout the county. We've improved the facilities, the lighting, and the list goes on and on. We've moved to improve air quality through anti-idling measures, and we're proud to say that we are the first county which prohibited smoking in all of our county parks. Sorry, Freeholder Johnson. He likes a good cigar at the golf course now.
You know I'm against that, right?
But we don't have a choice but to continue to putting Essex County first. That's the thing about being an elected official at this level of government. You go home every night and you see the people who put you in office every minute of every day. This is not an abstract concept for me. This is real. You are my friends, my neighbors. I look out this crowd, each and every one of you I almost know individually and personally. So I take this responsibility very, very seriously. So whether it's passing by that after-school program we helped set up, that roadway project that is creating jobs that will alleviate congestion and make the pedestrian flow safer, whether we're passing by a substance abuse center that is changing and saving lives, or a basketball or a park that might be doing the same, this is a serious, serious job. In closing, I was born and raised in this county, educated in its public schools, a graduate of Seton Hall University. This county, yeah, we can cheer for Seton Hall, number 20. Number 23, too. It's a county that's given me every opportunity that I've ever known. I want to be a person who's able to give back and reward the opportunities that this county has given me. So those opportunities are there for that next generation. So God bless the County of Essex, God bless the state of New Jersey, and God bless America. Thank you.
Recognizing joining the dais is Congressman Donald Payne, who I will ask to give remarks after the freeholders' remarks. Next, Freeholder Vice President Richardson.
Good evening, everyone. I won't be as long as our president. So I want to say good evening to all the distinguished officials, my fellow freeholders, friends, family. First, I'd like to thank God for granting me this opportunity to further serve the great people of Essex County. And then I wish to acknowledge my wife, Antoinette, for her unwavering support, as well as my immediate and extended family, friends, neighbors, co-workers. A special thank you to Essex County Democratic Chairman Leroy Jones for his continued confidence in me. I appreciate you. Thank you. I also want to say thank you to my employer, Ray Pacino, and the laborers who I work for, who allowed me the freedom to be able to do this and many other things without being inhibited in any way. I really appreciate that. I am humbled by my re-election to the position of freeholder for District 2 in Essex County. I am further humbled to have been elected by my peers to serve as Vice President of the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I thank you for that. And I hope that I have served the people and the Freeholder Board well during my first term. I have tried my best. I am proud to have participated in numerous legislative initiatives and improvements to constituent services, such as upgrades to Weequahic Park and Irvington Parks. And I take my hat off to this administration for all that they do and continuing to make sure that our parks, we move the county forward. I want to thank you to the mayors of the towns that I cover. First, I want to start with Mayor Baraka, who I hail from Newark, and it's one of the parts of Newark I cover. I also want to say thank you to Mayor Voss in Irvington, another town that I cover, and Mayor DeLuca in Maplewood. And again, to my Essex County freeholder, Joe DiVincenzo, for all that you do. We see the municipal and county government have moved closer in alignment on issues of concern to the people of Essex County, many of whom are hurting. We all know that. As we continue on a path of cooperation while moving the county and cities forward under Governor Phil Murphy and our own Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, everyone will benefit, especially the most needy, hardworking people that we represent. And I'm going to leave you with this. As we move forward in 2018, let us be guided by the following statement from the late Nelson Mandela. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we led. Thank you.
for a moment and ask if Congressman Dr. Payne Jr. would honor us with a few remarks.
Thank you and good evening. It's a real honor and a privilege for me to be here once again to witness the smooth and peaceful transition of government. The reorganization has to be done, and it has always been a pleasure for me to be a part of this occasion. Being a freeholder was the first elected position I held, and it had really prepared me for what I'm doing today. I was a legislator on every level of government that I've served, so here in the county it served me well. Let me just say that my first office was freeholder, and my late father Donald Payne's first office was freeholder. So there's some continuity there, but I'd also just like to personally thank Pat Sebo for allowing me to be her aide, which prepared me to become a freeholder. So thank you, Pat. And as I look down the dais here and look at my former colleagues and some new that have joined, it's just warms my heart to remember the days that we worked together and the work that the county executive has done that we approved. People always say, well, you know, Joe D. I said, no, wait a minute, hold on. He proposes and we approve it. So we're in this together, but he's done an incredible job. Just look at this building here. Look all across the county. You cannot deny that. The county executive puts Essex County first, and the freeholders are a large part of that also. So I'm just here to say, once again, congratulations to all of you. Good luck. I know what it feels to sit in those seats. Being between the state and the municipalities is a tough job at times, but you're all prepared and have done a great job, and looking for you to continue to do a good job in the future. Thank you.
We will hear from the rest of the freeholders, and I would like to call on the freeholder, our former freeholder president, Brittany Kimberly. Please come forward.
Good evening. Can we get a little lively? Good evening. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to bear with me for 60 seconds before I get to my remarks, because you don't serve as president for 3 years without giving many thanks, because you don't serve alone. First and foremost, congratulations to all of my colleagues, especially the incoming freeholders, Carlos Pomares, Bobby Mercado, and also thank you to the constituents of Essex for voting me in for my second term in South Orange, Newark, and East Orange. Thanks and congratulations to the East Orange Democratic Committee, especially in particular Chairman Leroy Jones and Jackie Jones, Ted and Rita, Tony and Latifa, and Mayor Ted Green and his beautiful wife June. Where's Ted at? Said you, hey my brother. And all of the council and my friends who were sworn in yesterday. I see many of you who are here. Thank you to this entire Freeholder Board and the County Executive and Administration. Freeholder Libby Jones, I'd like to single you out for a moment and single you out for being so courageous and fierce all the time and being willing to fight for what's right. The entire Freeholder staff, Lionel, give them a round of applause. Lionel Leach, who was the project manager tonight putting together inauguration. Clerk Deborah Davis Ford, and Chris Taylor, who even in retirement never ceases to amaze me. My past and present legislative aides, Lady Ira Lewis, Doso Kasimu, Honore Clark Donald, and Shantae Palmer. Honore got picked off by the congressman, my good friend, so that's how good he was. Everyone in the office ends up moving on, which is great. To my father, my daddy, who is my biggest encourager. He is my toughest constituent and an absolute necessary protector. Stand up, Daddy. To my mother, who is a helper and is empowering me to continue reaching for the stars. My Aunt Sandra for always being there for me as a mother figure to keep me balanced. And of course, there's my life partner, Dimitri, who has been in my life for years, predating politics. And he's helped me achieve so much. Guys always ask him, how is he able to deal with such a strong woman? Well, the truth is because they would know that it takes a stronger man to be secure in his seat as the king, right? And lastly, to the women who, through my tenure, I saw carry and have babies while handling elected business. And that's no other than Senator Ruiz, Assemblywoman Pinto Marin, and former Assemblywoman and now Judge Spencer. And all of those powerful women that I'm not even naming who are birthing and ruling at the same time. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me. So now to my remarks. So my favorite scripture is one that's not often quoted. It takes place after God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh to free the people in Exodus 9:12. It reads, "But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not listen to Moses and Aaron." Understanding that God has the power to harden and soften hearts, and doing that with kings is so powerful. Why would God tell Moses to go tell Pharaoh something and then harden Pharaoh's heart to say no? So theologians say that the answer is because Moses is victorious and despite Pharaoh. Therefore, all glory and thanks can be given to God. Everything that I am or I accomplish, God gets all the glory, gets all the thanks and the honor. And I thank God for surrounding me with a diverse set of strong men and women whose hearts have not been hardened by the Lord, who are there for me as friends and family. They help teach me, they protect me, and they guide me. Chairman Leroy Jones and Jackie, there's Assemblyman Thomas K. Giblin, and Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver. I just have to pause to say again a special thanks for everything and for the opportunity, most of all for your friendship and for your guidance. I learned so much from them, and as I do with my own father, I can sit with them, mentally jolt, and challenge different philosophies, and 99.99% of the time, come to the conclusion that they're right. These are priceless relationships, and each of them, we have a lot of work to do in the future together. So, Lieutenant Governor Oliver once told me that in times of adversity, while walking on the road to doing what is right for people, she said, just flip your hair and keep persisting, and history will speak for itself. Therefore, I also want to thank those whose hearts have been hardened for me, showing me that in spite of what something is the right thing to do, it will happen anyway. And when it does, the master strategist Jesus gets all the glory. So with every fiber in my being, my gender, ethnicity, and age steeped in millennialism, we've always been tired of being the voting blocks that carry candidates over the finish line. The women's vote, the youth vote, the black vote. only to be forgotten in the daily shuffle of politics, leaving our community issues unresolved, sometimes election after election. So I vowed never to be that way as an elected and have stayed true to myself and the community as a whole. 3 years ago, standing on a stage similar to this one, being sworn in as the then youngest and only currently African-American sitting female president in the state, I made promises to the community, and each promise has been kept. We had so many accomplishments together as a board: minimum wage increases, public safety and body cameras, combating homelessness, United Nations relationship building. But for the purposes of time, I just want to briefly speak about 3. We created and unanimously passed the Responsible Banking Ordinance, which scrutinized banks to see why they should deserve taxpayer dollars in the form of deposits if they're foreclosing on our community and not willing to lend to local business owners. Did you know Essex leads the state in the country? Did you know that Essex leads the state in foreclosures and the state leads the country in foreclosures? So thank you to New Jersey Community Capital, New Jersey Citizens United, and Citizen Action, and Frederica Bay for being with us in that fight as a board as a whole. We created and unanimously passed a piece of legislation where it funded and enacted could combat unemployment, create lucrative careers for Essex residents while addressing environmental justice issues. So thank you to Ironbound Community Corporation and Stephen Kehees for being a part of that. And yes, as this baby's heartbeat flooded inside of me, I discreetly touched my belly, hoping that the baby was catching on to some of this as we authored and passed the greatest accomplishment of this board yet, and that was a law establishing a set-aside and joint venture program to women-owned, veteran-owned, and minority-owned businesses. Many thanks to the local and state NAACPs, Blue Wave, I see Marcia Marley here, clergy, Chamber of Commerce's, women's, veterans organizations, elected officials, past and present. We had so much help. Over a year ago, before leadership talk and close family and friends of mine and I began to talk about willingly deciding to lay down the presidency and giving anyone the opportunity to pick the mantle of leadership. But we agreed before I did this, there was that large piece of legislation that we needed to accomplish, and that was that affirmative action piece. So we all did it together. And if Lieutenant Governor was here, I'm sure she'd want to see us do like this and flip our hair. So the bar has been set, and I am sure that the incoming leadership will do well and will seek to raise the bar for the leadership coming after them too. So congratulations to them, to Freeholder President Brendan Gill, as well as Freeholder Vice President Wayne Richardson. And I'm going to ask you all if you could please join me in giving them an encouraging round of applause. Thank you.
Okay, next I'm going to ask Freeholder Johnson to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I say good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank God, who has always been the head of my life and has guided me through some deserts and some sands that I never thought that I'd be able to walk across or move across. But hey, I'm standing right here before you here today to say, hey, I have got it done. It's something.
Really speaking to the mic?
You know, it's something when you spend 37 years of your life out here for the people of this great county and this great city of Newark. And I couldn't have did all of this without the support and the love of my wife, Annette, my two lovely daughters, Jessica and Tyler Johnson, and of course my sister, Constance Johnson. I'm not gonna be up here to talk about all these parks and all of these things that we've done. I'm here to tell everyone in this room, or everyone that is listening, about family. Your family is so important to us in our growth, because without the support and the backbone that my wife and my daughters supplied to me, I wouldn't have been able to say I've been out here in the vineyards for 37 years and still going. You're gonna have obstacles that's gonna come, that's gonna try to push you back, but you gotta keep moving forward. And a lot of us that are elected, and I'm looking at some of the electeds that are here today and some of them that are here with us, we have another job to do, and it's a long job that we have to do. We have a lot of the new generations coming in. When do they get their turn? When do we start to make room and train them to take our places? You know, it's very important because we're in these positions, some of us are in them for quite a long time. And some of them are just so anxious to get there. But if we took them under our wing and trained them the way we should, I think that some of them will come out to be good elected officials, and we'll do the things that we need to move our county forward. I'd like to thank Leroy Jones and his wife. Leroy, you know, I've known you, I've known your father more than I did you. And I know what you came from. But if it wasn't for that backbone of your father, just like our former President Brittany, her father, we are what we come from. But are we taking it and are we sharing that with those that's coming up behind us? That is the eternal question to this all. And I'm going to tell you, the day that I do decide to go off into the sunset, I'm not going off into the sunset. I'm still going to be right here. But I'm going to be doing something totally different. I'm going to be one of those that, for each one, I'm going to teach one to be a better elected official than I was. I see Ted Green over there, who is a great friend. I see Councilman McCullum over there, who I work for at this present time. And it's a thing where, hey, I'm proud of the movement that they have made. But now the challenge is for us to grab some of our younger generation and let's teach them so that they can do it the right way. Because as you all know, developers and things like that come, and sometimes money sounds interesting to some. But you gotta have integrity in what you do. And you gotta be honest. And one thing I always say to all of the younger brothers that come to me talking about they wanna run, they wanna do this, they wanna do that, they wanna do this, I always say you gotta be true to yourself first. Because if you're true to yourself, others will see that. You don't have to ask to run. They will see it in you and they will take it and they will bring you up to the front to do that. So without any further ado, I'm gonna take it and sit down because my heart is in where I'm at right now. I'm in a beautiful place in my life and I'm gonna stay there because can't nobody take that from me. Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Freeholder Jones and then Freeholder Siebel. Thank you.
I'm going to be very brief.
is I'm looking around, I'm an ex-teacher, retired teacher, and I'm looking at the young ones. They are restless, they're sleeping, and it's going to be hard for their parents to get them up tomorrow morning to go to school. I want to say to all of you of Essex County residents, I serve all of you as a part of my family. I keep all of Essex County first and foremost on my mind to improve the quality of life in whatever it may occur. And I'm going to say it and sit down, and I'll have other time to talk, but I do want to thank my chairman for having the confidence in me to put me on the line, and I'm really and truly appreciative of it. And with those few words, I want to say to all of you, thank you, and my work will speak for me.
Next we will have remarks from Pat Seabold.
Thank you. I am honored and humbled to be elected for the 2018 term as a member of the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I am pleased to have been selected to work along with our excellent freeholders. Thank you to my family, elected officials, friends, and constituents have also supported me. And thank you to our county chairman, Leroy Jones, and my good friend, Congressman Donald Finney. I first became a freeholder in 1993, so I have served for 25 wonderful years. I loved every minute of it. I retired from teaching after being employed by West Orange for 30 years. I loved every minute of it. I obtained great satisfaction about doing everything I can to help the citizens of Essex County. I served under our current county executive, Joe DiVincenzo, when he was president of the Freeholder Board. Since he has become the county executive, I and the other freeholders have had the opportunity to work with him as the legislative branch of government to improve the lives of all the residents of Essex County. As the freeholder president, Joe DiVincenzo gave me the opportunity to study the establishment of the Open Space Trust Fund in Essex County. I did so and then established the resolution creating the Open Space Trust Fund Advisory Board. Since that time, I have served as freeholder representative to that board, and that gives me great satisfaction to help establish a better quality of life for all. In other ways, we have helped create much progress in so many areas. Our roads and bridges have been modernized. We have new buildings and parks, a new hospital center, and the list goes on and on. Turtleback Zoo has had more visitors this year than the history of the zoo. Essex County, under the Essex County Executive's leadership, has become a desirable destination for people everywhere. From an economic point of view, our bond rating has improved to being almost at the highest level in 23 years. Our incoming revenue is excellent, and our financial position has stabilized. I remember when we had a serious deficit. The entire Freeholder Board must work together to provide the best quality of life for all. We live in a very diverse county, and we must work for all the people. I am so pleased and thrilled to continue as an Essex County freeholder with an outstanding group of people. To quote the famous Elie Wiesel, Romanian-born American Jewish writer, professor, political activist, Nobel laureate, and Holocaust survivor, we must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. The opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference. There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest. Thank you.
Now remarks from Freeholder Luciano.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. To our county executive, Joe D., I have some good news. The chairman has told me if I hold my remarks, I can give them in 2021, so that means I'm coming back for one more term. Mr. Chairman, thank you so much to everyone that's here, my two parents in the back, family, friends, elected officials, to our Freeholder Board staff, to Judge Paganelli, who used to work for the county, who was one of our good friends, to all of our county elected officials, assemblymen, Congressman Donald Payne, who I sat next to on the dais. I learned how to get all these funny looking socks and bow ties sitting next to him. He was great. I used to buy them from Michael Lamont. Let's give Michael Lamont a plug, right? We used to make homemade bow ties and socks and stuff here in Newark. But I do really want to hold my comments because I have to use the bathroom and I'm hungry. So at that, you know, let me just say good luck to our president who is leaving. Madam President, you were great. To our president who's coming in, you know, we used to be called, Brendan Gill and I, partners in crime, but now that we're elected officials, that's not really politically correct anymore. And to Wayne Richardson, our vice president, I wish you the best. I'm so proud to sit here with a group of great people. And again, amen, and thank you to God and everyone who's here tonight that we're going to move forward together in 2018. Thank you all. I'm sorry, wait a second. Can't forget Phil Lasha. He's already given me the stink eye. My good friend from Fairfield, the chairman of Fairfield. Okay. Listen, Phil's very hard on me. If anyone in this room knows Phil, okay? Listen, Phil's a great guy, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our chief of staff here at the county. Phil Lasha, don't worry, your Vikings are not winning the Super Bowl. Okay, yes. You know what? I can't have Philadelphia win. I'm a Giants fan, so yes. Let's go Vikings!
Now we will have remarks from Freeholder Ricardo.
Thank you. That's a tough act to follow. Good evening, everyone. To my colleagues, elected officials, invited guests, family, and friends. It's an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as Freeholder for District 1, covering the city of Newark. I am grateful to many people who have supported me on my journey to public office. I want to begin by recognizing our county executive, Joe D. Joe, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the support that you've given me. Thank you for your commitment to the citizens of Essex County. It's because of your vision and leadership and your partnership with the Freeholder Board that Essex County has risen to great heights. Again, thank you for putting Essex County first. 2017 was a great year for the Democratic Party. From Essex County all the way to the State House, our resounding victory in Essex County didn't happen by coincidence, but rather it was because of the leadership of our Essex County Democratic Committee Chairman, Leroy Jones. Mr. Chairman, thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do for the Essex County delegation. I also want to thank our Freeholder Clerk, Deborah Ford, and all her staff for the hard work and preparation for today's swearing in. Let's give them a big round of applause because they put a lot of work into this. I'm a very proud member to be for the North Ward Democratic Committee. I am extremely grateful for the leadership of the North Ward Dems, especially our North Ward Councilman, Aníbal Ramos Jr., and to our chairman, Samuel Gonzalez, and to our strategist, Phil Elijah. I want to especially congratulate our Senator, Teresa Ruiz, of the 29th Legislative District on her appointment to Senate President Pro Se. Thank you for your leadership, thank you for your support, and thank you for your friendship. To my North Ward Democratic family, especially the captains, the district leaders, the volunteers, I'm immensely grateful for all the efforts throughout the year, whether volunteering for community events for working during the campaign. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. To my friends in the East Ward, especially our former Freeholder President, Joseph Portovecchio, to our Chairman, Angelo Di Federico, and to our Assemblywoman, Iliana Pintor-Marin, and to all of their captains and volunteers and district leaders, thank you for your continued support. To my friends in the Central Ward, Bishop Andre Spade, and Chairwoman and Assemblywoman-elect Shanique Spade, to our Vice Chair, Marquise Lewis, and the rest of the captains, district leaders, and volunteers, and the citizens of Central Ward, I thank you for your continued support. To my family, I am truly blessed to have a family who has provided me with incredible support throughout my entire life. To my parents, and my dad is right here, Pop Jesus Mercado, and to my mother, Luz Maria Mercado. She's homesick today, battling the flu and couldn't be here. To both of them, muchas gracias por todo que han hecho por mí. Te quiero. To my wife, Janet, I would not be the person today without you. You are a wonderful wife, a phenomenal mother, and an awesome grandmother. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. To my 5 children, Jessica, who's not here, she had a flight to Georgia last week, couldn't make it. But to Melissa, Jesse, Stephanie, and Bobby Jr., we're sitting right here. To my 8 grandchildren, some of them you've heard tonight. You mean the world to me. My life would not be the same without you. To my brothers, and my sister, and to my brother-in-law and sisters-in-law, nieces and nephews, thank you for all the love and support that you've given me. To my colleagues and friends from the Juvenile Justice Commission and the North Ward Center and Creative Consulting, thank you for your friendship, thank you for your support. Long before I considered social work, public administration, and public office as a profession, I've always had a profound joy of helping people. I've dedicated my entire career to uplifting children and families from Newark, from Essex County, and surrounding communities. Today, I join my fellow Freeholder colleagues and commit to working with the administration on behalf of the families to provide quality leadership, to advocate for children and families and seniors, and to develop effective legislation and policy that will improve the quality of life of the citizens of Essex County. Public service is one of the highest honors, and I am so grateful to so many. Thank you, and God bless you.
And the final Freeholder remarks, Freeholder Ramirez.
My friends are just happy I'm here so they can go to the bar. Who am I kidding? I know you guys. I want to congratulate my fellow freeholders here. I look forward to working with you. I've gotten to know some of you and others I really look forward to, so we can together work with our county executive and the rest of the team on continuing the fine trajectory you've had with stable finances, taxes, infrastructure, education, and before 6 months, you're going to know everything you ever wanted to know about the Morris Canal and the Morris Canal Greenway, right, Mr. Rockwell? I want to thank the county leadership, county executive, chairman and his wife, Ms. Jones, Senator Teresa Ruiz, and the entire Essex County Democrats family for supporting my candidacy. As Brendan Gill likes to remind people, it was a tough race running unopposed. But I'll have you know, Brendan, that on that write-in was Jesus Christ and Mickey Mouse, so that was kind of a tough race. So. Thank you to our clerk, deputy clerk, all of the staff here. They deserve their names mentioned because there's a lot of madness and behind the scenes that I'm sure took place to make it here today. Deborah Davis Ford, Deborah Marvel, Nicole Moore, Kathy Brown, Jeffrey Cora, Lionel Leach, Maritza Lubin, Medina Mohammed, Lillian Torres, and Kyle Whitten. My apologies if I butchered everyone's name and if I left anybody out, but I know that they worked really hard. Please give them a round of applause. I've been extremely fortunate to be part of an extraordinary renaissance in Bloomfield, thanks to our mayor, Michael Venezia, my council colleagues, Dr. Wartina Davis, Nick Joanno, Ted Gamble, Jenny Mundell, and other members of the team at Town Hall. We've done, I think, a very good job, but it's been because of a huge network of people that far exceed the number of people still left in this auditorium. I want to thank our Bloomfield County Committee members for supporting me, some of whom are here fresh from their BOE elections. They've been a wonderful support for the number of times that we ran for office and ongoing. They weren't just around for the campaigns, but they've been consistently there trying to make the lives of people in Bloomfield better. I want to acknowledge and dedicate the service of my predecessor, Freeholder Cynthia Toro, who advocated strongly for critical social services for the residents of our county. So I think she's due a round of applause for her work here and for calling me and giving me words of encouragement and excitement for my role coming here. Most importantly, no disrespect to anyone, but I want to thank my wife and children. Freeholder Jones, some of those kids you saw falling asleep are mine. I want to thank Nintendo for keeping them awake as well. My beautiful wife, Natasha, who I just renewed vows a week ago on the beach in Miami. It was nice and warm. She is, and along with my mother and my sisters, I am the man I am today because of them. My children, Carlos, I guess Junior, although he's number 4. My chief of staff, Felicita Rosario Pomares. Joe D, is that okay? We put her name on the door? All right, Sita, we can do that. And my youngest guy, Mario, they're a lot of inspiration for me to keep doing what I do. My sisters, who think of me as their little brother still, and my parents. I am the son of immigrants from Cuba. My parents had nothing, they made something out of themselves. My mom was a nurse, my dad was a surgeon. And at the peak of their life, they lost everything because of a regime that did not have any inclusivity whatsoever. And that would be probably an understatement if you know anything about Cuba. And they lost their freedom. They experienced great sacrifices for me and my sisters to be here and giving me the honor of being the first American born in my family, which is so very important to me. They instilled in me a love for country, respect for our elders, respect for our community leaders. He taught me that education and service to others was a key to a rewarding life. And while no longer with us, I carry their spirit with me. I see it every time I look into the eyes of my children. So all I can do is promise you to do the best possible job that I can do and do what I can to represent Essex County, my family and my friends with class and dignity at all times. In closing, it was our only New Jersey-born president, Grover Cleveland, who popularized the phrase, "A public office is a public trust." And to that degree, it will be my duty to uphold those words. Thank you very much.
I have good news. The rest of the meeting will move really quickly. We'll be over in a few minutes. And a reminder, we have a great reception prepared for you. At this time, it is my pleasure to turn the gavel over to the new president of the Essex County Freeholder Board, Freeholder President Gill.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and again, thank you to your entire staff for a job well done tonight. Okay, let's move to the public comment session on agenda items. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on agenda items, please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we will close the public comment session. Resolution, Madam Clerk, number 1.
Resolution 1, Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders bylaws.
Mr. Carlavecchio, please read this resolution for the board.
Yes, Mr. President, these are the governing rules for the Board of Freeholders that we renew each year. And it dictates the daily routines that we go through, and it governs how we organize and run our annual board meetings.
Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments on resolution number 1? Freeholders, do I have a motion? Resolution, do I have a second?
Second.
Was that Freeholder Richardson?
Yes. Yes.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmer.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder President Gill.
Okay, Madam Clerk, let's move to resolution number 2. Read it.
Resolution 2, annual schedule of meetings adoption.
Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments on resolution number 2? Freeholders, do I have a motion and a second?
I'll move it.
Second.
Freeholder Johnson and Freeholder Mercado.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmer.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Madam Clerk, let's move to resolution number 3.
Resolution 3, official newspapers to receive public notices, designation the Star Ledger, North Jersey newspapers, El Coqui, and Royal Community newspapers.
Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments on resolution number 3? Do I have a motion and a second?
Move it. Second.
And that was Palmer.
Yes.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmer.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder President Gill.
Yes. Resolution number 4, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 4, Cash Management Plan Designation of Depositors 2018.
Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments on resolution number 4? Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
Who moved?
Mercado go first, second.
Palmer, second.
Yes.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Timberlake.
No.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmer.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder President Gill.
Yes.
So moved.
Resolution number 5, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 5, appointment of freeholder representatives to the New Jersey Association of Counties, NJAC for 2018.
Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments on resolution number 5? Madam Clerk, a second.
Freeholder Jones and Freeholder President Gill.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Mercado.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmer.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson. Freeholder Vice President Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
Freeholder President Gill.
Yes.
So moved.
Madam Clerk, resolution number 7.
Numbers.
So for the record, on Resolution 5 that we voted on, those were the NJAC representatives, which will be Vice President Richardson, Freeholder Johnson. Resolution number 6, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 6, 2018 temporary budget.
Mr. Jackson, can you please explain this resolution for the record?
Yes, Mr. President. As you know, fairly ministerially, every January the board passes a temporary budget, which allows the administration to take care of certain appropriations. That amount could be 26.25% of the total budget from last year, minus some items which are debt service, capital improvement, and public assistance. We are requesting that amount this year to be $139,693,096. The total appropriation, which includes those three items I mentioned before that are exempt, is $280,623,759.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Mr. McInerney, do you have any questions or comments? Freeholders, are there any questions or comments on resolution number 6? Freeholders, do I have a motion and a second for resolution number 6?
I'll move it.
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Gill, I have a move by Siebel and a second by Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder McCarthy.
Yes.
Freeholder Morales.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson. Freeholder Vice President Richardson. I have to get used to the titles. Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Timberlake.
Yes.
Freeholder President Gill.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let's move to public comment session. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on any issue, please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record. You will have 3 minutes to speak. If no one wishes to speak, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that there is no one wishing to speak at this time.
Just a reminder, the Freeholder President Gill is getting ready to adjourn the meeting in 2 seconds, that you're going to exit out this way and straight ahead for the reception. Freeholder President Gill?
Otherwise, it'll be in geometry the day after. Freeholders, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move it.
So moved.
Oh, excuse me, we have closing prayer. Would everybody just stay in place for a moment? Stand in place. And this is Imam D. Sharif.
All praise belongs to God. We're at the end of this ceremony. Give yourselves a round of applause, and all of our officials, to the county exec Joe D, as well as all of the officers and the board of chosen freeholders. Congratulations, and we'd like to offer a prayer for all of you, as well as all of Essex County, and we ask for the guidance of Almighty God. With God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, we give praise and thanks to you for permitting us to see a new year. We seek your guidance to establish a productive governing body for those who live, learn, and work in Essex County, New Jersey. We call upon you to direct this leadership in the moral, ethical, wise, and just use of power, which glorifies your reality and brings bountiful benefits to its residents. Let your will and spirit direct our spirits, and let our will be to strive and serve the people who has given us their trust. Grant us mercy and forgiveness as we call upon you to rescue and help us from our own selves. Aid us in our efforts to protect and save the lives of those whom we serve with justice and mercy. Guide us to be victorious over the diseases of corruption, crime, greed, hopelessness, and insensitivity. Bless us to be leaders who possess the compass of moral consciousness and the light of rational thinking that serves to govern justly and improve the quality of life for all people. Let us establish a model society in Essex County where families and children will lead peaceful, productive, and prosperous lives of respect, wholeness, certainty, and security for ourselves and our neighbors. O Sustainer and Evolver, teach us to be people of excellence, pour love into our hearts. Let us be comforters to those in need and inspirations to those who faithfully respond to the call to provide public service. Glory and praise belongs to you, the one creator, cherisher, sustainer, and evolver of all systems of knowledge. We witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except you. We repent to you, we ask you for your forgiveness, and we pray for your guidance always. God bless Essex County, God bless New Jersey, and God bless the United States of America. Amen.